Welcome. This is Elaine Starling with Why 5% Succeed. This is the show where you find out how 5% of businesses really have it all. They've got great clients, fulfilling work, and record compensation. And you can have all of that too. We're going to share hands-on tactics, techniques, tips, and tools that further your success. I'm Elaine Starling, and I'm the Chief Marketing Innovation Officer for Starling Media Services. We're a boutique marketing firm that helps purpose-driven women become legacy leaders. I have a huge passion for helping other people succeed. That's why I wrote my book, Why 5% Succeed, and why I host this show. Well, I was really fortunate to meet Kristen, and I invited her to be my guest today because she said something that it really rang true for me. She was saying the level of vitality that you bring to a situation is what determines your business success. She's like, that's really what people mean when they say your health is your wealth. It's how you're showing up in the moment. And Kristen was saying, it's never been more important for busy professional women to take back control of their own bodies so that they feel energized and physically fit, confident in business and in life. And it's easy to get overwhelmed and stressed out. Life is at such a massively busy pace now. And of course, there's the natural effect of aging. And over time, you think, well, I'll get to that eventually. But Kristen is one of those amazing ladies who teaches women how to naturally increase their metabolism and energy through food, neuromuscular exercise strategies, and stress management techniques. Now, admittedly, I'm throwing Kristen a little bit of a curveball, and she knows that, because instead of talking about her best-selling book or her sold-out speaking events or one of her super hit programs like Metabolism Makeover Academy, Fit for a Stage, Fit and Photo Ready, instead, I'm taking you behind the scenes to take a look at the foundation of Kristen's business. Now, as you know, I like to look at 3 key areas with every business. First of all, the mindset. It's your own mindset, in this case, Kristen's mindset, as well as the mindset of the ideal client. Secondly, it's the message. What is most important to your ideal client? And then finally, it's the media. Where do you show up on a consistent basis to develop those vital client relationships? Now, Kristen is sharing her top tips of what's been looking for her in her business in order to help you shortcut to success in your own business. Kristen, I am so psyched to have you here. Welcome.
I'm psyched to be here, Elaine. Thank you so much for having me. And I just want to say that, we had a conversation last week, and you are just really operating at the top of your game. I love your message. I love what you're doing. And I love that you're helping entrepreneurs really shortcut their path to success. So I don't meet a lot of entrepreneurs like you, and I'm just really honored to be on your show.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. But, let's set the stage. Let's get everybody in sync by explaining a little bit about your business. What is it you're doing for people?
Yeah, so I'm helping women entrepreneurs to refocus on their health so that they can create world-class results in business, okay? And when I say refocus on their health, what I'm really helping them to do is to look at 3 main areas in their life. So number 1 is how their metabolism is functioning through their nutrition efforts. Number 2 is how is their body responding to movement via exercise. And then number 3 is how is their body responding to stress via stress management solutions. Because it's really going to be the combination of those things, and I call it the 3 M's, so movement, metabolism, and mood, that help you achieve the solid foundation that you need in order to create those massive results in business. Whether that's having the energy and the confidence to create more sales, or the comfort in your body to stand up on a stage and present yourself on stage, on camera, and also online. So I really help you to create that solid health foundation needed to achieve that success that you really, really want, both personally and professionally.
That's so awesome. And thank you for doing that, because honestly, it's something that we all need as entrepreneurs, especially. You get so busy, wrapped up in your business, you are kind of the last thing you pay attention to, right? Or give focus. So
yeah.
I want to understand, what does it really stand for? What is it when somebody's working with you? What is it that they're kind of guaranteed to get? What is it you deliver that you believe in and would never give up? It's kind of your promise to the world.
Yeah, my promise to the world is to really help the individual that I'm working with come up with individualized solutions with health that work for them. You know, I have a very long background in neuromuscular techniques, you know, for movement, in metabolism techniques to speed that up. But what really matters to me first and foremost, and to you, is what's actually going to work for your body. And that's why I've created what I call your unique body balance code, which works with these 3 areas to help you really understand when you're falling off track and give you solutions to repair it, and how to actually have daily habits to integrate into your life that work for you. You know, because I think, like, I've tried the thing where I tell you exactly what to do with movement. You know, I've tried the hardcore exercise thing. I've tried the very strict diet thing, and I've tried the mindset thing. But honestly, what it really comes down to is me being able to coach you through solutions that are going to work in your life. You know, and I guide you through that. So I guess my guarantee is that we come up with a workable frame that works for you, utilizing those 3 main areas that really dictate how healthy you can be.
Boy, you know, you're leading up to my next question, and I'm so glad you did that, because my next question is, who can benefit most skills and passion? And you really kind of laid it out there, because there are plenty of people who are looking for that, you know, quick, long weight loss pill. You know, they want the instant energy with the super duper concentrated drink. You know, we all would love to save time, but there are certain people who get it. Who is that person for you?
You know, I think that that person is the person who has tried all those things in the past, you know, quite frankly, and who realizes that they're just frustrated because they feel lost. You know, they don't know how to get a solution that actually works for them. You know, these things have short-term fixes, and actually the short-term fixes, not fishes, are very damaging to a body's metabolism. And I think what really is difficult for people is most people think that they have to lose weight in order to get healthy. But my strong belief is that you have to get your body healthy enough in order to lose weight. And the reason that I say that is because weight gain, and I'm talking about weight gain because that's typically what people are interested in, right? Weight gain is simply an inflammatory response to something your body doesn't like, okay? Whether that's something that you're eating that's not agreeing with you, a way that you're exercising that's not working for your body and that feels strenuous, or the way that you're managing stress, you're not creating enough space in the day for yourself to recover mentally and also physically. So the types of people that are really perfect to work with me are women who have, you know, created success, a certain level of success, but are ready to take it to the next level. And they understand that a quick fix is not going to be the end all be all. They really want to understand how to create health from a core level, so that they can sustain this health and have it get better and better all the time. You know, I'll give you an example. I work with an author, and the one thing that she was really focused on was her energy. She wanted her energy to get higher so bad, and she had been through the quick fix thing, so she already knew that that wasn't the thing for her. And just by, you know, giving her these very simple meal combinations that she could use, because that was one of her big questions, like, how do I make, because, you know, for a lot of entrepreneurs, they're scheduling back-to-back-to-back appointments, like, and they don't give themselves time to eat. She's like, how can I make meals that will actually work for me forever, not just for a couple weeks, that I can actually stick with? And I think those are the types of questions, like the long-term questions. If people are asking themselves that, then they're a right fit to work with someone like me.
Well, once again, you're leading into the next section and into the next question, because now we're going to talk about mindset. Now that we have an idea of your business and what you're really doing with people, I'd really like to get into why is what you do super important to your clients. The people who work with you,
Yeah.
There's something about it. It's just, that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, you know what? I can explain this from a neurological perspective first. That might be really interesting to some of your listeners. You know, when it comes to exercise, I think that, and I'll show how this kind of ties into mind. I think that a lot of us get that, okay, you know what, we're going to be in a better mood if we move. You know, we all kind of get that. We're going to be healthier if we exercise, yada, yada, yada. But the reason that that happens is because you've got two parts of your brain to pay attention to. Number one is the cerebellum, and that's in the back bottom part of your brain. So if you're listening to this in your car, or if you're watching it, just, you know, put your hands on the back bottom part of your brain. And then go ahead and put your hands on the front and tap like right on the front of your head. And that's called your frontal lobe, okay? So your brain's feeding pattern is bottom to top and back to front, okay? And here's where all of this comes together. In the cerebellum, that's where many signals integrate, but movement is a big one. The way you move, the way that you're eating, the way that you are managing your stress, all of those signals are integrating in the back bottom part of your brain, right? So obviously, again, if your decision making and all of your mental processing is happening here, then you want to be able to fuel that with positive signaling, right? And with fuel all day long so that you can perform in an amazing way all day, every day. Okay? But when those pieces are missing, it's like you're eliminating the fuel that you need to actually function at a high level. Okay? So that's where I believe so strongly that health is the basis of having a solid mindset, like a good and positive mindset and outlook on things so that you can perform to the best of your ability.
Boy, you know, I just heard you say that you are really in a sweet spot with people who are leaders and people who are high performers, because they understand the need to be able to show up with full vitality. And that's why I was calling this whole session business vitality, because if you don't have it inside, you can't bring it to bear in your business, and that's so important. So I want you to talk a little bit about the transformational benefits that your clients experience when they work with you. Yeah,
well, that image that they're trying to portray becomes a consistent thing for them, you know? It's their new normal. And when you're showing up consistently and you are in total congruency with your message, that completely attracts the right people to you, okay? So let me give you two scenarios. It's like you can either not nourish your body, not get enough sleep, and show up inconsistently and stressed out every day. And you may think you're hiding it, but the people that surround you, they know it. Your clients know it, your family knows it, your friends know it, you know it, and because of that, you're only half there, right? You're only half there. And in this day and age where transparency is everything, your image and the way that you're showing up really matters more than anything, okay? So when you do that, there is a huge possibility, and the research shows that you're not gonna be able to get those opportunities for promotions, those big speaking opportunities, because you're showing up as unreliable and untrustworthy, right? And here's the big problem with that. You will never know what's happening, right? Because they will never tell you. You know, in other words, you'll never know the real reason that your clients left. You'll never know the real reason you didn't get that promotion. And I can tell you that I actually left a coach who I was paying, you know, above $20,000 for, because she wasn't showing up consistently to our appointments to coach me in the way that I really needed. And I left and I never told her. So anyway, just really, really interesting. And then on the other hand, when you are showing up consistently, when you are showing up as trustworthy, and when you are portraying this image of leadership and just you're at the top of your mental and physical game, this is so infectious for people because they're not used to seeing it. And if you show up as energized, you attract that into your life. You know, you're only going to attract the wealth that you project, right?
Absolutely. Now, what kind of mindset do your ideal clients really have to have before they're ready to work with you? There's another way of looking at this. How bad does it really have to be before they're compelled to work with you? But I would prefer to think of it as they have a mindset. They've got certain values. They've got a vision of who they are and how they want to be in the world and what they want to accomplish in the world. What is that mindset that inspires them to work with you?
I think as soon as they feel like they're falling out of integrity with who they really see themselves becoming, it becomes a real issue for them, for those that really prioritize integrity. So I'd say for those of whom integrity is a big core value, which it is for me, which is probably why I attract that. And when they realize that they're falling out of touch with that, and when they realize they're not as sharp as they want to be, they feel brain foggy, they don't feel as productive, their energy is really suffering, they're neglecting to schedule appointments, you know, from 2 o'clock onwards because they just can't handle the workload. They understand that this isn't just affecting them physically, but it's also affecting them financially. So when they start to connect the dots that their health is actually the baseline of their success, truly, because think about it, if you're sick in bed for a whole week, you can't really do anything or take care of anybody else. And yes, you're going to lose revenue. But if that keeps happening over and over and over again, then you've got yourself a real financial problem. So the mindset is you have to prioritize yourself and your health in order to receive wealth, right? And you get that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That was really enlightening about the mindset. Now I'd like to move on to the message. And one of the ways that I really like to think about this is to compare and contrast what is life like for them before they are working with you, and what is their life like after they've been working with you? So that before and after experience.
Yeah. I think before people work with me, they're feeling lost. They have tried many things, but they haven't tried it in a way that they can create permanent change with, because either it's unmanageable or it doesn't make sense to them, or they're just not willing to do certain things that they think are going to get them healthy. So the mindset is they feel lost, they feel empty, they feel like they know something needs to change but are not really sure how to turn it around. They know they need to eat healthy, they don't know how, they don't know the best ways to do this for their body, they know they need to exercise, not sure. So just a feeling of being lost, I think, in the process. And then after working with me, they feel empowered. They totally get exactly what they should be eating. Like, for example, I teach my clients exactly how to combine foods in a way that raises their metabolism. This is different for everybody. Not all foods are created equally for your body. But they feel more empowered with how to discover that information for themselves. And obviously I guide them a lot through it and then get them to a point where they feel confident. Same thing goes with exercise. They feel more empowered with how do I actually exercise. So rather than just thinking, okay, well, I guess because I want to lose 5 pounds, I better go pound it out in the gym as hard as I can. They feel empowered by knowing, well, you know what? I'm really stressed out today, and that doesn't seem like it would be the best idea. I'm already stressed. Why do I want to put more stress on myself? Why don't I just do a calming workout? So they'll actually know how to handpick exercises that are appropriate for their stress levels at any given on any given day. And then lastly, they'll understand how to really elicit support from the people that surround them, because that's another big part of staying healthy. So it's like, how can I get my husband on board? That happens a lot. How can I get my kids on board? How can I make this like something that's really going to anchor this for me and create more fun for the people that I love the most, so that we can all be healthy together and they feel more present in their life. That's a big one, I think, for people. Feeling more present so that you don't miss out on those key moments. You know, more present because you're not so concerned with, oh my God, I have belly fat, I have a muffin top, all of that. You know what I mean? Geez, I was on the phone with this woman the other day, and she literally said to me, there isn't 5 minutes that go by during the day that I don't think about how how I hate my body, essentially. It was heartbreaking. It was super heartbreaking. So I know that, and I know that keeps her from being present in her professional and her personal life. So presence is a big one. And energy. Energy is huge.
Yeah, boy, you really undermine yourself when you're so anxious about how you look that you can't be present for the other person and really show up for them. You know, one of the things that I find is that people will only take action for the things that they truly believe in. So what does taking the action that you're recommending about balancing your foods to optimize your energy, being able to work out and do the stress reduction, what does it say about your clients? What do they believe in enough to be willing to take action?
I think they believe that they can't settle for the way things currently are. You know, they can't settle for the way things currently are because they truly know that inside they feel like a hot mess. And if they portray that to the world, then they're going to attract that, you know. They're going to attract clients that don't really prioritize them. They're going to attract, they're not going to attract financial success. So the way that you take care of yourself, and I think they really understand this, is the way that the way you treat yourself is the way the world is going to treat you, right? So I think that they really, really start to get that, especially after they have been trying for a number of months to try and just get by. And I think at this point, you know, they don't want to settle. So not settling is a big one. They know that there must be a better way.
You know, you bring up a really good point. This whole concept of you teach the world how to treat you by how you treat yourself. But there's also the give and you shall receive. And if you're not physically present, if you can't bring that vitality, that energy, that enthusiasm, that passion there, people aren't going to be attracted to you. You know, and we could go on that forever, but I think you're totally, absolutely on the mark. So now let's talk a bit about media. What are some of the ways that you like to use to reach out to these people who clearly want to make a difference and they want to show up powerfully? How are you reaching out to those folks? How are you finding that?
So Facebook Live is a big one for me. I love doing video. It's funny because I used to try and do a weekly blog, but I wasn't very consistent with it because I didn't necessarily love writing. But I absolutely love being on video. I'm a little bit of a camera hog. So I decided that I would start to do those. So I do those weekly. I also do weekly videos with tips for my list. And I love speaking. So I love getting out on stages and sharing my message. And it really fills me up to have that feedback, that in-person feedback, and to be able to give my heart to the audience, because I think the most important thing with all of this is that it isn't such a draining process, but it's more of an empowering and fun process, you know, something that really, that like brings lightness to you, because that's what you do when you better your health. You increase your ability to be happy and to feel lighter and enjoy life and be present, like we were talking about. So again, video and speaking, that's the media that I currently use.
In the words that you use, because I think too often people make the mistake of, oh, I have to have a diet, I have to work out, I have to. No, you get to eat things that are so energizing and fulfilling for you and like a blessing for your body. You get to move and feel vibrant and alive and happy and fulfilled. there's a huge difference between have to and get to, and I think you shift everything over for people. So one of the things that is really powerful is when you give people the opportunity to celebrate their results. What kinds of things are you doing for your clients to have them celebrate or create a platform for them to celebrate their results?
You know, every single time I get on the phone with them, I ask them what they feel like their wins have been. You know, what made you feel a little bit better? What made you feel like you had more control with your body? And it's interesting because a lot of them will get excited because they'll see the number on the scale go down. For me, I get excited when they tell me they're eating breakfast every day, right? Because I know that if they build that habit and they continue doing it, it's going to significantly reduce their cravings. So I think just really constantly bringing them back to all of the things they're doing right, because I know that all of my clients, they're type A's, and it just never fails that they're constantly thinking about the things that they're not doing good enough or that they're doing wrong. And I really, really want to bring their attention to all the things that they can do, that they're doing right, so they can do more of that, right? Because what you're thinking about more, again, you attract, right? So that's how I do it. I have them celebrate. They have to.
So I have to challenge you just a tiny bit, Kristen, because I want you to empower your clients to celebrate publicly what they've experienced through working with you. So I want you to encourage them to get on and do a YouTube video and talk about what they've been able to do now that they've been working with you. To publicly acknowledge their progress. And yes, you're in the periphery, you're the cheerleader, you're the guide, but they did it. They did the work, right? So yeah, it's kind of about you, but it's 99% about them. Yep. And just having the opportunity to say, yeah, I did this, and having multiple ways to win. It's not just a scale. It's also, you better be taking like a measuring tape and measuring yourself. There's also your energy level and looking at how you feel throughout the day. There's how much sleep you're getting. There's, you know, the compliments that you're receiving. There's so many different metrics to look at, and to just pick one that can, you know, you have plateaus, right? We all know that people hit plateaus. So what are all the metrics that you can be using to see that you're making progress, to acknowledge that you're actually moving forward towards your goal? And then how can you publicly celebrate that? Because when you do, the rest of the world wants you to succeed. We all learn from each other. That's why I do this show, because we get to discover what's really working. So how can you get your clients to be out there more? And boy, will you have more to talk about.
Yeah, so in terms of in terms of getting them on video, I do that for sure. That's another big one. Yeah, no, that is something else that's big that I do. And then what I always do in the very beginning when we start to work together is I look at what metrics are really important to them. And those are the ones that we will typically highlight. So if you're asking me about maybe common metrics that people get really excited about, energy is a big one. So for example, I have one of my clients tracking her energy levels after pretty much all day long after what she eats. You know, is she on a scale of 1 to 10, where's she at? And for the longest time, you know, she was at a level 5, 6, maybe 7 on some good days. Now she's hitting levels 8, 9, and 10. You know, when I say for the longest time, it was about 4 weeks. She was at a 5, 6, 7. Now she's hitting an 8, 9, and 10. So that to me is a huge, huge win. And yeah, I'll definitely be having her get on video for that. But I look at exactly what's important to them, and then I kind of reflect on that every single appointment to make sure that we're making progress, you know, that they want to see.
That is fabulous. Well, I would love to get a little tip from you. So what is your favorite tool or app or service right now that you're using in your own business?
For health metrics?
For anything.
For anything. You know, one of my favorite things is actually on my iPhone, I do the step tracking. And I think it's just fun, you know what I mean? It's really fun to see, oh, look at how far I walked that one day. And I think having something measurable, yeah, there you go. Having something measurable, it's interesting what it does to our mindset, but it's just, it kind of helps us. I think everybody, even the sweetest looking people that I know, are somewhat competitive in nature. So I think just having something to track your progress, whatever it is that's important to you, again, is really cool. So for me, it happens to be the step tracker on my iPhone. I love looking at that.
You know, you're just so smart. You're taking something that most people think is a have to and turning it into a get to because it's a game. You make it fun, and even with games, there's context, right? Because you're trying to win the board game, you're trying to win a race, you're trying to do more push-ups, you're trying to do something, and it really makes it much more entertaining. So I have the hardest question for you of all.
Uh-oh.
Is there a question I haven't asked that you wish I could ask that you would like to answer? Everybody goes, there doesn't have to be a question, but I have to ask. I would love to have you talk about 31snacks.com, because you told me that you got this really cool website that people struggle with snacking. And so you found some cool stuff. So tell us about 31snacks.com.
That was a good segue. I would love you to ask me about 31snacks.com. Why didn't I think of that? I'm like, Elaine, it's Monday. Jeez. Okay. Asking me to think about questions. 31snacks.com is this incredible website, because when you go there, all you have to do is enter your name and email, and you get to download 31 high energy snacks. So here's the thing about metabolism. The more often you eat, you have. Think about a fire. Your metabolism's like a fire, right? When you throw logs on the fire, it keeps the flame going. But if you don't put logs on, the flame's gonna dwindle, right? And that's your energy dwindling. So many times when I work with high performance women, they are scheduling appointments back to back to back to back. And in fact, I have yet to work with a high performance entrepreneur that does not have this problem. They always wait too long to eat. And when you wait too long to eat, you get hangry, and then you eat too much in one sitting. So what 31 Snacks does is it provides you with these very simple snack combinations that you can use to energize your body. And because there's 31 on there, you're bound to find one that you like at least, right? And I have 5 categories of snacks to choose from. So one is toned and honed. Everybody loves that one. Decrease stress. People like that one too. Increase stamina, increase energy. So there's some fun categories on there that provide you with the vitamins that you need in order to increase your energy, or, you know, decrease body fat, all that stuff. It's all on that list. It's what my top clients use. It's what I use every single day to keep my metabolism high. So definitely grab your copy at 31snacks.com.
Wow, I'll be doing that next. Kristen, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today and share some of the behind the scenes of what's going on for you in your business with mindset, message, and media. And I really love what you're up to. Everybody, please take a quick minute to go and visit Kristen at KristenNolan.com. Information on her website is in the description for the show. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time.